Hey there, everybody. It's just wanted to do a midweek wrap-up of the economic events and as well as the market conditions. It is Wednesday. It's July 29th. That's about 4 o'clock Central Daylight Time. And the markets, as I figured, they'd hang around the 9,000, 9,100 mark. I think there's some hesitation around 9,000 for the Dow. The dollar has been rising a little bit from 78.4 earlier this morning, and it's about 79.6 today. Well, roughly 79.6. I'm sorry, as of approximately 1 p.m. as the high for today. So the dollar is being propped up a little bit here. I think we have Treasury news coming out tomorrow, so that should be interesting to see what happens with the Treasuries and what the dollar will do at that point. Again, I think the dollar is going to hang below 80. I think everybody's kind of waiting to see what the Treasuries will do and see what the auction will take us. You know, I was reading an article it was an article about Bernanke in CNN Money, and he was back on Sunday. Basically, Bernanke said that the economy is going to bounce back stronger than ever before the crisis. So, based on nothing, basically Bernanke is just saying, yeah, you know what, guys, it's just going to bounce back. I don't even have any reasons why. It's just going to. Just trust me. I'm sorry, I can't accept that. Looking at the economic data, job losses are still going on, and I know you guys heard about the housing reports. You know that they're up. Yeah, they're up, but I mean they're still. It's like, you know, yeah, they're decreasing. I mean, we're still sliding down. And yes, they're up a little bit, only mainly because, like I mentioned before in a previous video, there's government programs coming back into place of 0 to 3% down. Hey, don't worry about your credit, you know, and so it's going to be the kind of the lower end of the homes that's kind of keeping us up right now. This is not any kind of balanced recovery, guys. I hate to tell you this. Again, the government has got to stay out the markets. Just let them fall. It'll be a correction, however painful it will be. We will have recovery after this, but this sliding, just trickling down, you know, kind of hitting the bottom of the creek every once in a while, it's just making it painful for all of us. Anyway, Bernanke was kind of hammered too about, there's a bill, I don't know if you guys are familiar, I'm sure you are, I believe it's House Bill 1207, it's Ron Paul's bill wanting to audit the Fed. Of course, he's kind of skirted the issue a little bit, mentioned that, of course, obviously doesn't feel like it's a good idea. Of course not. You know, you'd hate to see what everybody else is doing, or you hate to divulge what the Federal Reserve has been doing for the past, 90 years, essentially. Basically saying now, hey, I don't think it's a great idea. You know, we shouldn't audit the Fed. You know, it's going to be, we're supposed to be separate from this and blah, blah, blah. Well, yeah. You know, the Federal Reserve is a private organization, absolutely. It's owned by the banks. It's owned by the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, and some other, well-known families, financiers for, who are financiers for the past several centuries. So certainly they don't want anyone to see what's going on. And ladies and gentlemen, I would advise you. I think the last time I saw it, there was about 250 or so sponsors. Please call your representatives and your Senate people, or all your Congress people, your Senate members, and your representatives, and urge them to pass H.R. 1207. That's languishing in committee right now, but we have got to get out of committee. They've got to vote on this thing. Of course, I realize they're in session right now, or vacation for the summer, which, again, wouldn't that be nice? You could just take off a few months for the summer and, still get paid and have wonderful health insurance and be covered and all that sort of stuff. But anyway, that's a side note. Please send letters, call them, email, get petitions. Let's get 1207 passed. Let's see what the Federal Reserve has been doing. I bet you're going to find out there's some scary stuff going on. Anyway, I just want to let you guys know, I just want to share the Bernanke story. It was July 26th on CNN Money, if you'd like to read that. It's funny. Oh, and also, the very last paragraph, I thought that was stunning. It said here, and when one audience member asked if he had any investing tips, Bernanke warned that he wasn't licensed to do so, but he said to diversify investments between stocks and other instruments, and he added, don't try to time the market. There might be a couple people in the world who can time the market, but if there are, they're not going to tell you. Well, you got that right. no one's going to tell you at all. There are definitely people who can time the market, and there's a lot of manipulation going on, to be very honest with you. And you darn right, Bernanke's right. They're definitely not going to tell you. I just thought that was very telling. That last paragraph is just amazing to me. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I see the markets hanging around 9,000. I think there's going to be serious reports coming out in the next couple of weeks, talking about the consumer reports, housing. You know, that's just a dead cat bounce as far as I'm concerned. I'm not a perma bear, but I'm just a realist. You know, we've got lots of debt on top of us as a nation, and even personally. Most people have a ton of credit card debt and houses that are worth more, or houses that are worth less than the balance. So, anyway, I think that's it for today. I'll definitely have some more coming up soon, and probably do a little update about the swine flu situation as well. Thanks, guys. Have a terrific evening.